Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Nur Aisha Marozi, and today I will be sharing with you my intercultural management assignment, which is applying the nature of culture on the event that I've attended, which is Hallyu Vibes. Moving on to the objectives of the event, firstly, it is to promote Korean culture to a Malaysian audience. I believe that the event aimed to showcase various aspects of Korean culture, both traditional and modern, through interactive activities like hanbok try-ons and traditional games. It served as a cultural bridge to help Malaysians experience Korean heritage firsthand. Second, it is to encourage tourism to South Korea. This is because the event itself is organized by Korean Tourism Organization Malaysia, KTO, and held alongside the Mata Fair, which stands for Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents, which is why the event clearly had a tourism angle. The booth is also filled with brochures and destination highlights like Jeju Island, and also travel surveys that is designed to inspire interest in visiting Korea. Third and last is to foster community engagement and cultural exchange among the youth. This event provided a space for young Malaysians and Korean culture enthusiasts to experience interactive activities like traditional games and wearing hanbok. This objective focuses on creating a sense of community and deeper cultural appreciation among the attendees, especially for those interested in Korean heritage like me. Next, I will briefly explain to you the Hofstede's 6 cultural dimensions. The first one is Power Distance Index. This dimension reflects how a society handles inequalities and power differences. In high power distance cultures, they accept hierarchical order and authority without much question. And for low power distance cultures, they value equality and encourage more open communication across all levels of the hierarchy. For example, in a high power distance culture like Malaysia, students may avoid challenging their teacher's opinion. In contrast, in low power distance cultures like Denmark, students often speak openly and treat teachers more like equals. The second one is individualism versus collectivism. This measures whether people see themselves as individuals or as part of a group. Individualistic cultures often emphasize personal achievement and independence. In contrast, collectivist cultures prioritize group harmony, loyalty, and community over individual desires. For example, in the United States of America, which is individualistic, people often make decisions based on personal goals, while in Japan, which is a more collectivist culture, people consider how their decisions affect the group or the family before their own personal desires. The third one is masculine versus femininity. This dimension looks at the values a society encourages. In masculine cultures, they value competition, achievement, and success, whereas feminine cultures value cooperation, care for others, and quality of life. For example, in masculine cultures like Japan, success and performance are highly emphasized, and in feminine cultures like Sweden, people value work-life balance and social support systems more. The fourth one is uncertainty avoidance. This refers to how comfortable a culture is with uncertainty and ambiguity. In high uncertainty avoidance cultures, they prefer rules, structure, and planning, whereas in low uncertainty avoidance, they are more flexible, open to change, and comfortable with risk. For example, in Greece, with a high uncertainty avoidance, people rely heavily on regulations and formal procedures, whereas in Singapore, low uncertainty avoidance index, people are more relaxed about change and innovation. The fourth one is uncertainty avoidance. This refers to how comfortable a culture is with uncertainty and ambiguity. In high uncertainty avoidance cultures, they prefer rules, structure, and planning, whereas in low uncertainty avoidance, they are more flexible, open to change, and comfortable with risk. For example, in Greece, with a high uncertainty avoidance, people rely heavily on regulations and formal procedures, whereas in Singapore, low uncertainty avoidance index, people are more relaxed about change and innovation. The last one is indulgence versus restraint. This measures the extent to which people are free to satisfy their desires and enjoy life. In indulgent cultures, they allow more freedom and focus on fun and leisure, while restrained cultures have strict social norms that suppress gratification. For example, in indulgent cultures like Mexico, people openly express emotions and enjoy leisure activities, while in restrained cultures like Russia, people tend to suppress emotions and prioritize duty over pleasure. Next, let's take a look at the observation from the event. Firstly, when I try on the hanbok, I can clearly see that the king and queen hanbok clearly symbolize a higher societal role because it is made with a more expensive fabric and materials. And did you know only the king, the crown princess, and the princess robe has the dragon embroidery? These dragons often depicted with toes with variations in the number of toes and color to represent the rank of the wearer. This stood out to me because this means that clothing in Korean culture isn't just about appearance, it's a reflection of status, tradition, and identity, which aligns with power distance. Next, I observed the way that while we were playing the game of Chagi, which is similar to sepak bola ayam, the Korean students showed a high level of politeness, humility, and teamwork. This is because everyone supported and encouraged one another. All of this aligns with Korea's collectivist orientation. Next is uncertainty avoidance. I can clearly see this in the survey questions that we answered because the questions are simple and direct. For example, would you like to visit Jeju Island someday, or have you tried Korean food? This is very simple and direct, and I can just answer with a yes and no. This reflected a desire to gather feedback in a structured and measurable way. This is also aligned with uncertainty avoidance, where order, rules, and planning are valued to minimize ambiguity. Lastly, for my observation, from what I can observe, is long-term versus short-term orientation. The event included modern elements like K-drama and also a bit of K-pop, but they also have a strong focus on traditional culture, which is evident in the hanbok try-ons, folk games, and also historical tourism surveys. This stood out to me as a long-term orientation because I can see it from the Korea's ability to modernize while also still honoring its roots. Moving forward to the key takeaways, my question is, how did the event connect to what you have learned in class about cultural dimensions, and how can this knowledge be applied into real life? My answer is that it gave me a real-life example of Hofstede's cultural dimensions, especially in terms of power distance, collectivism, uncertainty avoidance, and short-term orientation and long-term orientation. I could clearly see how these values are reflected in everyday behaviors and cultural expressions. Understanding cultural dimensions also helps me communicate better with people from different backgrounds, whether in school, work, or travel. It reminds me to be more respectful, observant, and adaptable in cross-cultural settings. That is all from me. This assignment is created by me, Nura Aisyah binti Maruzi from BA 276 from the class 2F, prepared from my lecturer, Sir Shamsul Baharin bin Sahani.
Now that you're close, I feel like coming undone.